bringing you the best insight on sports betting news, Matt and Dave's daily picks, and an entertaining and unfiltered dive into the sports betting industry. Here's Dave Sharapan and Matt Perrault.
And here we go.
Welcome to March, boys and girls. It is March Madness, Bostonian versus the book on a Thursday as we begin the trek to Houston. Dave Sharapan, Matt Perrault.
Hold on. It's the second day of March. What do you mean, welcome to March?
March
Yesterday
Madness.
was welcome to March.
There were no conference tournaments yesterday.
What do you mean?
There's conference tournaments going on right now.
Well, there's in-game right now. Okay.
Conference tournaments games going on during our show. We do not get this very often.
This is true.
Games in progress already today going on live. Appalachian State and South Alabama.
Right now.
Going on.
Are you
That is
excited
the
about
Sun Belt second round. 42-40 App State over the South Alabama Jaguars. I have a bet going, which I'm smart enough to stop or not watch this game because I could.
Okay.
Illinois State and Northern Iowa.
Mm-hmm.
Game's off to a little bit of a faster pace than I want it to be. Gotta admit. It's 28-18. I'm on the under. Need Northern Iowa to slow down a little bit. But Illinois State at 18, not bad. Let me check what the actual in-game is right now. We'll be watching this game because I have an under 135.5 play on this for Northern Iowa and Illinois State, 143.5. Not good. So the pace is a little bit too fast. Need that pace to slow down a little bit here for me, but we'll watch that here. Not part of Better to Book It, obviously, because of, it is what it is.
Right.
But you went to a hockey game last night.
I did. We did.
How was the Knights and the Carolina Hurricanes?
The whole fam went. It was great. Took the bus down, the bus back. That was fun. So didn't have to drive. I'm impressed with Carolina. I learned more from the game, not so much from them, but from what I saw out of Vegas.
Okay.
I mean, we got a lot of people again watching the show. Thank you. If you are watching it live right now, please hit the like button, hit the subscribe button to the channel at Boston versus the book. Knights aren't winning the Stanley Cup.
As currently constructed.
As currently constructed, yes. And there's still time for moves to be
Deadlines
made.
today.
There will be moves. Yep. So we'll see if there's a push for something. I don't even know specifically what it is. It would be nice if Mark Stone would come back.
Well, he's done. Yeah, it would be nice, but he can't. He's done. So it's a huge. I mean, it really puts them behind the 8 ball.
Man.
It does give Bruce Cassidy a little bit of an excuse as to if they don't make a deep run in the playoffs, they're going to make the postseason most likely, unless things really go south for them. But Mark Stone, I mean, they are an under machine at home. The game went under 5.5 yesterday because they don't have the firepower. And Carolina lost 3-2 because the one time that the Knights did open up, they scored the game-winning goal. So it's not, they're not a high-flying team. They know what they are. They know they're lacking a little bit in the scoring department in a year in which scoring is way up. So that's not great. And they've got a banged-up goaltender in Thompson. Now they've got the Hill kid who's in net, who's playing pretty well for him. We'll give up 2 goals last night. But, yeah, I'm with you.
Yeah, it was funny. Like, third period started, and I say to the kids and Jess, AP was there too, as well. And I said, how many shots on goal are the Knights going to end with? They had 17. And Jess came up with a pretty good number. She said 24. I said, all right, I'll bet under. And AP and the kids were like, they're only going to get 7 more shots on goal. I said, I don't think they're going to get 7. Wow. My number was 23 or 22. And they're like, oh, it's going to be more than that. They finished with 20 shots on goal. They had a 2-1 lead and protected it like it was the end of the world.
Yep.
I mean, they had a 2-on-1 and managed to not get a shot on goal. It was unbelievable. The reticence to take chances, especially with a 1-goal lead and a young kid playing net, you could see they had strict instructions like, don't take too many chances, keep it on the outside, and get back on defense. I don't think you can win a Stanley Cup playing that way for 4 rounds. You can win a
Not in the
round,
West. Not in the West.
you can win 2 rounds. I don't think you can win, and
Yeah, like
I
you
don't
could
think you can
beat
win it all.
Winnipeg. Uh, you could beat Winnipeg. You could beat Minnesota doing that.
Right.
I don't think you could beat Colorado. I don't think you could beat anybody who has offensive firepower, Edmonton or whatnot. I don't think you can play like that because you're going to give up 3 goals a game.
That's exactly what we were talking about, me and AP. We're like, "Who do you think the Knights wanna see?" And he said Minnesota. He would like to see Minnesota as, as a season ticket holder and a
Right.
Knights fan, wants to see them. He thinks they can beat Edmonton. I don't know. I mean, we wouldn't have home ice against
Vegas would
Edmonton.
need to. I mean, look, it's the playoffs. Wonky things happen in the hockey playoffs all the time.
Right.
But the problem I would see with it is that not having home ice and then also going up against the top line for Edmonton, I don't know. You can't match it up because at least 2 of the games they're going to go off, and you're going to have a McDavid show, and you're going to have, he's going to score 2 goals. They're going to score 4 or 5 goals on you, and I don't think they can win a high scoring game. So those are 2 games where I give to Edmonton. Can the Knights play 4 low scoring games? I don't know. I think it's really going to be, it's a big ask.
I think so too. When you look at the odds right now, Edmonton is at FanDuel 14-1. Dallas and the Knights are at 15-1
To win the West.
to win a Stanley Cup. The Avalanche are plus 650, and everyone else on the list is from the Eastern Conference. I mean,
Hold that thought. I have a question on that thought for you in a little bit.
Perfect.
On that very market that I want to get into here today. So the Bruins today, they're just going for it. I mean, this is fun to see. This is probably an indication that Hall or a couple of other guys who are on the DL are not coming back because the Bruins have gone ahead and made a pretty big deal. It's funny because ESPN on the little cryon, they called him Todd Bertuzzi.
His dad.
That's his dad. It's Tyler Bertuzzi, who the Bruins picked up, but he's a
Did you
physical
tweet
guy.
that? And you tweeted it. The thing you tweeted, I think it said Todd, didn't it?
So it says Todd on the actual listing of, like, when you go to the URL on ESPN, it says Todd Bertuzzi on it. It's not Todd, it's Tyler. But this is a big pickup for the Bruins, in my opinion, because it gives them some much needed toughness on that third line.
Right.
And, it's probably going to be a, push all in. But the Hathaway move from the Capitals and now Bertuzzi from the Detroit Red Wings, this is what you do, right? When you got draft capital and the best team in hockey, you don't play for the future, you play for the now.
It's exactly what you do. It's what the NHL trade deadline is designed for.
Yeah.
For the teams at the top, you fill in the 1 or 2 things that you think may come up, may be an issue in April and May. Do your thing.
Yeah.
Do your thing.
Go get a team. Go get it's interesting to see the Bruins recognizing that, okay, who are we going to play in the first or second round, and who are we going to play in the final, and who are we going to play in the cup final? Because the one thing that Carolina can do is grind you. You saw it last night. They can grind you. The Bruins needed some toughness, and they went out and got 2 guys, 2 physical, tough players who could help them.
Yet the Rangers went out and got another high-flying, fast-skating goal scorer.
Which I'm okay with.
But it's what they already did.
Right.
Like, I don't know. I think you use the trade deadline to fill in what you don't have rather than add to what you do.
But he would only go there. I mean, Patrick Kane would only go to the Rangers.
know. So that worked out okay for him.
Yeah.
I don't know how that's going to work out for the team. Any Tyler is a big pickup, in my opinion.
The bet smart.
Chiming in the chat, hyping his own namesake. How about that move right there?
See,
it's great.
And what's interesting is that while the Bruins are pushing all in on this year, they went and locked up Pasta, which makes every Bruin fan so happy that they went and gave him $8 million a year. Get him locked up, $90 million, 8-year deal for him. The 26-year-old who is just starting to come into his own. This is the piece that will be built around when Bergeron and Krejci walk. He's the guy. Like,
how old is he?
26.
That's fine. 8 years for a 26-year-old in that spot. He'll see them through.
Yep.
To the next. He's the one connector, that we'll see the end of Bergeron, maybe the end of Marchand, and carry the torch forward. That's great.
I mean, he's got 42 goals this year, 38 assists.
He's great. He's really good.
He's really good. And he's getting a chance to come in and play with this core nucleus. And on typical teams, they would need Pasta to be the superstar. Like, he would have to be the guy. On this team, he's just part of the wheel.
Right now. Yes.
Right now.
Yeah.
And he'll eventually need to become that and step up and come in there. But people are saying that they're wondering where hometown discount was it going to be, on the open market, what would he wind up getting? And but this is a guy you take care of. Like, you do this, you sign him, you take care of him long term, because he's going to be one of the faces of the league. I mean, Pasta is going to be a guy that people are going to talk about for a long time. So with that deal, with the signing of Pasta, Boston's 5-1, Colorado 6.5-1, Carolina 7.5-1. Can you see any other team but those top 3 teams winning the cup?
In the East, not really.
No, just period.
At the end of
the whole thing. You think Dallas can win the cup? Okay.
Dallas could win the cup.
I don't know.
I don't know. I mean, once I'm trying to figure out who the other teams are in the West. I don't think there's anyone in the East. I think it's Boston or Carolina in the East, with Tampa being the outside shot. I'm going to hopefully get to see the Devils in person tomorrow night. They're here in Vegas. But yeah, Avalanche in the West, and who else? I can't see Edmonton with their goaltending situation win the cup. I cannot see the Knights with their lack of depth and other than the first line, the ability to score goals.
Right.
Winnipeg, I can't take too seriously. Edmonton,
I mean, Hellebuck can definitely ride. He could stand on his head and take them for a deep ride. I know that. I just don't think they could win the cup with him. Like, he could take them to the cup. They're not going to win the cup.
Right.
They could win the West. I don't like them to win the cup, though.
Yeah. Well, again, if you take them at least to get there, that's one thing. If you take them to win the cup and they get there, you can hedge out. I don't know. There's a lot of people that are saying that Kane makes the Rangers the other legit connector.
Okay, so then that's 3.
East, but
that's 3 teams in the East, right?
Yeah.
Today, the Eastern Conference to win the Stanley Cup is -148 at FanDuel.
The Bruins.
No, the East. Bruins, Rangers, Hurricanes.
Oh, every team in the East.
You get them all.
To win the cup.
East over the West.
I could argue it could be a little bit higher.
I think at -150, it's a good bet. It's a good bet. I'm going to make it today, I think.
That covers everybody.
Yep.
The only way that's not a good bet if it's not Boston or Carolina.
If it's Rangers, Colorado, okay, but then couldn't you just hedge out of it and bet the other side?
If that's the situation, if the Avalanche have home ice, they're favored, and you just lose juice. So, but you could, but there's no scenario is Boston or Carolina with home ice dogs to anybody. And I would, depending on who it is, if it's Boston at home against Winnipeg,
right? They're huge favorites.
It's more than 148.
Right.
It's 148 minimum. Boston over Colorado. it's not 148. It's a little bit less, but it's Carolina favored over Colorado.
Right.
If it's anyone else other than Colorado, it's bigger. So it's not a bad bet to lock in now.
I just think there's one team in the West, and I'm not, I just think the Eastern Conference is far superior. And everyone's like, I can't wait for the Eastern Conference playoffs. Okay, I do understand that. I can't wait either, but I don't know how crazy it's going to be. I don't know if it's going to be as wacko and nuts as everyone thinks it's going to be. I think it might be pretty chalk.
Yeah.
I mean, I think we wind up with, the final four will be an X factor, maybe Tampa. But if it's Tampa, New York, Carolina, and Boston, I'm not going to be shocked in the final four in the East.
Right.
And then it winds up being Boston versus the Rangers. Boston beats the Rangers. Carolina beats the Lightning. It's Boston and Carolina in the West in the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, it's going to be fun to watch the games. I'm going to be betting them, individually each series, betting individually the games. But I don't know how topsy-turvy the Eastern it could be. I just don't think it's going to be. I think the West is far more likely to be topsy-turvy. I think the West could be nuts.
I mean, is it shaping up for Devils Rangers first round?
That would be unbelievable if that were to happen. Give me that.
First round? Like that's
Devils could beat them.
Of course.
Be great.
Yeah. That would be an amazing first round series. Toronto, Tampa. It's going to be an excellent first round series that the Maple Leafs are going to lose.
Going to lose.
Right. I mean,
Toronto's going to lose to Tampa. Yes.
Right. Toronto's going to lose. The West is still a little bit unsettled as to who is going to be where and stuff. And that's good. The playoffs are going to be awesome. There's a lot of games tonight. There's a lot of things happening. Do you see a couple of the lines today?
Hold on. We'll get to them. Relax.
Okay.
Hold on.
All right. I just want to make sure.
On the opposite end of the spectrum.
Yep.
The race for Bedard is on.
Yeah.
Who winds up with the worst record in hockey? Right now, Columbus is plus 165. Anaheim is plus 185. This is important from a betting perspective because these are teams you're going to look to fade and teams you can start doing money line parlays against in the same way we talked about with the NBA. You can also do it in the NHL because Columbus and Anaheim, after today, the trade deadline's done. Neither one of these teams wants to win a single game the rest of the way. They want to lose out.
Right.
Who is going to be better at tanking, Anaheim or Columbus?
God, I don't know. Is Anaheim shipping out Gibson? Is that?
It's the rumor, but it hasn't happened yet. And I don't really know why you'd want him, to be honest. His goals against is 4.
That's what I mean. It's a hard sell for anybody to take, but
Columbus has 46 points. Anaheim is 48 points, and Chicago is 47 points. And those are the bottom 3 in the league.
Right.
But the betting market says that Columbus and Anaheim are the 2 worst, and Chicago's the 3rd worst.
And I would say Chicago.
You think they're going to? I agree. I think the tanking starts tonight for Chicago. Giving up Kane, there's got to be no energy in that dressing room the rest of the year without Patrick Kane, without the team knows they want to lose.
Yeah, I mean they knew that before, but now it's official.
Yeah,
ship the guy out that
your guy, the guy.
Yeah, so boy, oh boy, I don't know. I'd like to be in that locker room in between like practices and stuff. You can tell so much just being around the facility or practices or whatever when the team's going bad. It becomes almost like one of those. You ever work at a place like where you either punch at a clock or whatever, where it was just like the kids call it. I've learned so much from the kids, and I've heard Kendall say this, and I remember asking her, NPCs, non-playing, like you're literally working at a place that's like everybody's a non-PC. You just go in, punch the clock, put in your shift, you leave, and you can't wait to hopefully go somewhere else sometime, anytime.
Radio can, I mean, I've been at radio stations that have been sold that it's like that.
Right.
And you have to go and perform and do a show.
Terrible.
And it's terrible in the hallways, and it's terrible, when the mics get shut off, everyone says what they really think, and it's horrible. And it's like they're just MFing everybody on the way out.
Everybody.
And then the new people come in, and then you get, all these, I remember when Cumulus came in and bought our stations in Huntsville, in Alabama. We all got called up. It was in a house that all the stations were in the basement, and the attic was where the conference room was. And we all got called up to the conference room, and these people from Cumulus were there. And like, they should have been from Office Space, like just the way that they looked. They were just completely like in all their folders, and everybody was a number, and they did all the head checks. And like everyone walked out in there like, I'm fucking quitting. Like, I don't want any part of this. Like, get me. Everybody started looking, like literally everyone started looking for jobs immediately after the meeting. I found a job in Omaha. Different people went out. I mean, like that's when we all knew it was time to go. it was time to get the hell out of there as fast as possible.
It's so weird. Yeah.
Local owner to corporate.
Right. Exactly. And so you're in Chicago.
Yeah.
And now what?
Right.
I mean, Columbus, same situation, right? I mean, how do you do it?
Columbus is different because Chicago is a major market with a lot of eyes on you. Columbus is not. So it's, everyone's looking at the Buckeyes football season, spring ball and whatnot. Like, they love their Blue Jackets. I'm not saying they don't. It's just not the same level of intensity in terms of you can lose out. No one's going to go to the games, but if you have the ability to get Bedard, it could change everything. My money would go in Columbus. Yeah. I think they're going to be horrible through the rest of the way.
Does the league want Bedard in Columbus, Ohio?
No. No.
Chicago or Anaheim would be a perfect way.
Well, Chicago's where you want him, right? Especially if Patrick Kane goes back, right? So the rumor is Kane signing. He's not going to sign long term. Kane's going to go back to Chicago after the year is over as a free agent and end his career with the Blackhawks. So if you have Bedard and Patrick Kane, okay. I mean, Patrick Kane's got 3 rings, got 3 cups.
Yeah.
Doesn't get talked about nearly enough. It's pretty impressive. He's got 3 Stanley Cups.
No doubt.
But like, he doesn't get talked about in the same category as some of the, all-time greats or some of the players that like modern day champions right now who have 3 championships.
I think it got taken for granted the way it got done, as quick as it got done too. And I don't know if they always played the best team when they won.
Okay.
So that was kind of,
they won.
That was discounted maybe a little bit in people's eyes. You didn't beat the best team because the best team didn't get there in the East. They beat the Flyers one year. I don't know if the Flyers were the best team. I never think the Flyers are the best team.
No, but you beat the teams in front of you. I mean,
I know, but like
beat the team that's in front of you. Whoever's in front of you, go
when
and beat them.
When you beat bad teams, they can't wait to discount what you did. Look with the Eagles. I mean, the Eagles didn't play anybody. They didn't have a hard schedule. They didn't this, they didn't that. And then you get the validation when they don't win the Super Bowl. And then if you say, well, the Eagles win the Super Bowl, they didn't have to, like, if it wasn't the Chiefs, if it was the Titans. Oh, well, the Titans beat the Chiefs, and somebody else took out the Bills. And we do this too much in looking at guys' legacies or teams' legacies.
Right.
You're right. Kane has 3 Stanley Cup rings.
It's pretty impressive.
All that being said, I don't think it makes the Rangers a favorite.
Not over the Bruins, no. Or even Carolina. Third best team in the East, I'll buy that. Over Tampa, I'd buy it. Just I think Tampa's got too many miles on their skates. So the Bruins lost at home the last time they played the Buffalo Sabres. It's actually the first time that they lost at home in regulation was to the Buffalo Sabres.
All fucking season. The first time they lost.
It was back
to the Sabres.
Yep.
Back when? December? Season starts in October.
The first regulation loss for the Boston Bruins was on New Year's Eve. Was on the 31st.
December
31st.
31st.
4-3 loss. They blew a 3-1 lead in the game.
Oh, that's right. I remember that now that you said that. Yes.
I was home. I was watching it. I was like, what am I
Yes.
watching? I was
Yes.
like, give me a break.
We were off.
Yes.
I was very mad. We weren't doing the show.
Yeah.
I was very excited that they finally lost. And I'm like, this is the way this season's going. The Bruins finally lost at home in regulation. He's at home, and we're not doing the damn show.
Right.
Perfect. Perfect time.
So you have a 19-8-2 Buffalo Sabres team on the road straight up.
What is it? Say it again.
19-8-2.
That's
pretty good.
Sabres record
On the road, yeah. Against the Bruins, who are 24-2-3. One of those twos comes from Buffalo. Do the Bruins go all out tonight and just to work over the Sabres? Because they might. But they're coming off the roadie. Where they won all 4 games.
A sweep, successful road trip of Western Canada plus Seattle.
And the Bruins picked up 2 players before the trade deadline.
They're not playing tonight.
Nope, but the building's going to be hopping.
Always is.
Tonight Bruins fans are having sports orgasms. They're
having what?
Bruins fans are beside themselves today at all of this.
Did you say sports? What? God.
They're
know what that means.
They're very excited at the moment about what's going on for the Bruins. Tonight, TD Garden's going to be a lot of fun. If I could go to a game, better
going over tonight.
Better to book it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's an over game. I don't even know if it's a 1-goal game. I want to take Buffalo plus a goal and a half plus money.
Yeah.
Plus a goal and a half plus money. Buffalo Sabres. Yeah,
it might be. What? I don't know. It could be a 5. It could be a 5-2 final.
Oh, stop!
I'm just telling you. I mean, it could be. I believe Luukkonen's going to be in net tonight.
Okay.
I mean, he's not a sieve, but his goals against is high. He's better on the road though. Only a 3 goals against on the road, 4 at home.
Who's listed for your Boston Bruins?
It's supposed to be Allmark, but the Bruins have been a little weird with that. Like
I have Swayman listed.
Okay, it's supposed to be I think, and I wouldn't trust either one, to be honest. But if it's Swayman, it's over. Like whenever Swayman's in net, the over's in play.
Okay.
So I'm with you. Well, and better to book it. I like the over as well. So Tampa is playing Pittsburgh tonight. Do you like the over 6.5 in this game?
Who's playing net for Pittsburgh?
Well, first, do you think Pittsburgh? What are they going to do down the stretch?
I got to go through the schedule. I don't know. There's a couple people again think they can keep this right within what they need to.
Jari's confirmed in net.
Okay.
Vasilevsky against Jari, although
Under.
It's likely for Vasilevsky.
Yeah.
Under.
I like under. Yeah.
Interesting.
I
haven't bet this. You like the under? Okay.
I don't know. Penguins, man. That it's not done yet. That's what I've been told. Don't just write them off yet. So give them the benefit of the doubt. As a fan, I want to see them continue to fight for a playoff spot.
They're 19-12 to the under on the road.
They're at home though. Oh no, they're in Tampa. Sorry.
Like,
they're in Tampa. Yeah, under.
Tampa is 18-10-2 to the over at home on the year. Last 10 though, 6-3-1 for the Lightning to the over, and Pittsburgh is 7-3 to the under. So you have 2 clashing styles here: road under, home over. If Vasilevsky plays the way he played in the second and third periods against Florida, it's going way under. If he played like he did in the first period against Florida, I don't know.
Right.
Because Jari's going to give up 3. So how many will Vas give up? If he gives up 2, it's 3-2. You're good on the 6.5. If he gives up 3, we're going over. It's 4-3. So
under. I mean,
you like the under?
I do.
I don't know. I haven't bet this. I lean towards the over. But
Eron Sean said 17, 6, and 4 in the last 27 meetings in Tampa.
To the over.
Yeah.
Different offense for Pittsburgh, though. Younger.
Jonathan Quick just got traded to the Knights.
Again?
What do you mean
Jonathan
again? Jonathan
Quick
Quick from
to the Knights.
From the Kings, yeah.
Kings help the Knights?
Is it helping them?
Well, I mean, it's goalie depth, I guess. I don't know. I'm really biased. Jonathan Quick's a UMass kid, so
He won a Stanley Cup.
yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Um,
I just scrolled down.
who's
Rainmaker
wow?
512 said, "Where is this line? I want to quit every day I go to work. LOL."
Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Sorry,
sucks.
Rain.
It sucks. Yeah, he
Oh.
graduated. He graduated UMass in 2007.
Oh man.
So I've always been a fan of Jonathan Quick. Man, he's had some really good seasons, but not this year. Oof.
No, it's been bad this year. It's been really bad.
Full goal over his
Oh,
last two
no,
seasons.
the Kings traded Quick to Columbus,
Oh,
and Columbus flipped him to Vegas.
oh, okay. He's still coming here. Huh. So Cassidy must think because of the goalie, it's all coming full circle. So we talked to Derek Stevens, who said he had dinner with Bruce Cassidy, who talked about the new goalie coach that they had and the new philosophy they're going to have going forward, thinking that they were going to be able to. I mean, this tells me that Thompson's hurt, like hurt. He's not coming back.
Right.
So you go and get a veteran, a guy who's won the cup, a guy who Bruce Cassidy can trust. Because that's the thing with Bruce Cassidy. He leans on his veterans. That was always the knock on him in Boston. He leaned heavily on Bergeron and Krejci and Marchand. And like he just leaned, like the young kids didn't get a lot of ice time because he trusted the veterans. So I'm not stunned that the Knights have gone and gotten Jonathan Quick. Because maybe change of scenery, maybe this goalie coach says, I know how to fix him. Bring him here. So depends on what they gave up for him, but I don't hate it. It just tells me that they're not comfortable with the room or Thompson's really hurt.
Can you imagine going from the Kings to Columbus in the middle of the night, basically, after you were told whatever,
Yeah.
you've been there for so long, like, hey, man,
We got to move you.
Gotta let you go. We're going to send you to Columbus. It's only the worst team in hockey. Thanks again for winning a cup with us. And, people are going to talk about you really high for what you did here. Thank you. See you later. And then 24 hours later, you're headed to Vegas. What if it's Vegas and the Kings in the first round?
Awesome. With Quick starting in it. Be phenomenal.
Woo!
Be great.
We got a nice little narrative right there, don't we?
100%. It would be a ton of fun. What time is the deadline? 4 o'clock Eastern? 1 o'clock our time?
I have no idea. I don't know.
Chat,
I really don't know. Somebody tell us in the chat at what time the deadline is. Yeah.
When's the deadline? When does it end?
And Auntie said it's somewhat alarming that Dave and Matt had no idea Quick got traded to Columbus 2 days ago. We did know that.
We did that. We didn't know that.
We have 100 things going on, Auntie.
We did know that, but it's
know
him being traded today is the difference. We're talking about today. What's going on here? I mean, NHL.com doesn't even have this trade yet.
Yeah.
So you guys are looking at this is speculatory at the moment because NHL.com is not confirming this trade to be done, but I mean it's Twitter. It happens fast.
It happens fast in the chat too. I mean, if people watching a show, rewatching it at Sports Grid at night or whatever later, get in live with the chat. You can interact and come in and break news right here with us. I'm good with you breaking news.
Oh yeah, especially on trade deadline day. Yeah, especially on trade deadline day. Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
But 100% on trade deadline day. That's wow. Okay, yeah. Golden Knights have officially acquired Jonathan Quick from Columbus. There are salary cap obstacles that could prevent it from getting across the finish line, but it has been now it's been done. Okay. So there were issues and now they figured it out. So
Congratulations.
Who did they give up? Everybody wants to know. That's what everyone cares. What happens? What was the return for Jonathan Quick? I can't see it being a lot, given the way he's played this season. But again, veteran, a guy who could help. And then Kings versus Knights has to happen now. Wild are laying 165 against the Canucks. This is strength against strength. This is defense against offense. What do you make of this game tonight? This is the number one team in hockey to
Who's
gift.
that?
What?
Who's the number one team in hockey to gift?
Hold on.
Who?
Canucks. Vancouver's number one team to gift, number one team to over 1.5 goals in the first period. The Wild are the last team for gift and the last team for goals over 1.5 in the first period.
This is tough. What side do you go there? I want to go with the over. I want to go with the Vancouver stuff.
Yeah, I think the Wild win. I think
Wild win.
Money line, they'll win the game.
Oh, that's too big of a contrast. Do you like the game or go over or under?
No, I like a 4-1, 4-2 win for Minnesota. I'm not playing it though, because
I don't like
what happens. What happens with Canucks give up 5 goals to Minnesota easy.
Correct.
Easy. So I wouldn't play it. I'm taking the Wild though.
NHL board is hard tonight.
Yep.
A lot of games, but it's hard.
Yeah. I went through it last night and I have 1 bet going in the NHL, or 2 bets going in the NHL actually. And that's
nice. Okay.
I don't have a lot. It's a hard day. Toronto at Calgary. I have no idea what to do with this game.
No idea.
Right?
No idea.
It's a good game. I'm not saying it's a bad game. It's a good game. I just don't know who wins. I don't know who has an edge.
How did Edmonton do against Toronto yesterday?
What happened yesterday with them? They won, right? Went under, right? No, 5-2 went over. 5-2 win for Edmonton.
Toronto plus money tonight off the loss. I think Toronto's the side there.
15-11-3 Flames at home. Leafs are 14-10-4 on the road.
That's a Maple Leafs play to me.
Mm.
Game to probably go over, but don't like the total that much. Good number, 6.5. It's what it's supposed to be.
Right.
Can't make that 6.
No.
Can't make it 7.
No.
6.5. Juice a little over. Good luck.
Which side do you want to be on?
Yeah.
So there's 10 games today. The Grand Salami is 65.5. Every game is 6 or higher, and there are a bunch of 6.5s.
10 games.
We have Vancouver playing,
Edmonton
playing, Buffalo playing.
Mm-hmm.
We have some of the highest total teams for games per going today.
Yep.
Over
10 games, 6 goals a game is 60.
Yep.
So 10 goals, 6.5 games, or 6.5, 10 games, 6.5 goals a game is 65. Here's your number, 65.5. Good luck, sir. You can bet over, you can bet under. In fact, we're going to make the juice minus 110 on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
How about that? Some books have gotten ingenious and made it 65 with over juiced to try to get that push if it falls right on the number. Damn. Let's see. We'll do a quick assessment. Pittsburgh, Tampa, under, over, under.
Rangers, Senators, what?
Over.
Over.
Under, over. Under. Over. 6-4 overs, 5-5 maybe. Good luck. Coin flip. I don't know.
It's a good number.
Do you like something there?
No. I would lean over just because with Buffalo, Vancouver, and Edmonton all playing, there's the potential for like a 7-5 game in here. So we
Okay.
get one of those, good shot to go over. You don't, you're probably going under.
Gotcha.
So it's
Yeah.
not, I don't have a feel for it, but I think you could have a Buffalo Bruins shootout. You could get Edmonton that gives up 6 goals.
Mm.
Vancouver, the Wild erupt for something.
Told you 2 nights ago, I bet the Salami over 63.5. First time in a decade that I bet it.
Okay.
Just was out eating lunch. I looked down and I said, "Man, there's a lot of games. I like a lot of games tonight. I think I like them over, but I don't know. I can't decide. I wonder what the Salami is. Oh, 63.5. Did the math. I said, if we get over half the games over, we should be good. Now, I didn't consider a 2-1 game twice for being the unders. Fell 62. Sometimes the book does know shit and comes up with a pretty good number. Tonight is a good number.
Be careful with that number.
Yeah.
All right. So Alabama last night against Auburn, laying 9.5, close 10. Down 17 points to their arch rival.
Mm.
Somehow rallies, gets the game into overtime.
Yep.
Goes to work. They win the game by 5.
Okay.
Can you, if Alabama's the number 1 seed in the NCAA tournament, you cool with it?
Alabama, the number 1 seed?
Overall.
That doesn't mean anything to me. Does that mean something to you?
Yeah, it's the easiest path to get to the Final Four.
Yeah, but I think I always see the ones as the same. I don't have one team as a 1
Oh,
better
it matters
than
on
the other
travel.
ones.
It matters on brackets. It matters. I mean, your path matters as to who you're going to play.
Yeah.
Getting the closest location from travel for your fans to make the trek.
Yeah.
The easiest path to get to Houston.
That's fine. I mean, I don't have a problem with it. Again, like I said, they're all the same to me. So whether they're the 1 A, B, C, or D, if they're a 1 seed,
Right.
they're a 1 seed. Why do you think they should not be? You sound like I hear it in your voice, like you're ready to say they're not a 1 seed.
I don't know who the hell is. I mean,
Right.
my problem with the year is I go through the top teams and I'm just like, all right, when I watch Alabama at times, I think they're the best team in basketball. And then they do really stupid things.
Yeah, listen, we said this a year ago while we were sitting in the hospital watching him play. Remember? You were getting aggravated.
Yes.
They weren't feeding you, and you were
Nope.
getting very
Oh,
hangry.
for 3 days. It was all.
Where at one point I went outside and said, "Listen, he hasn't eaten.
Can you please feed me?
Just like, can you give him something?" Because
Jello. They gave me Jello.
listen, and I hustled to get you to Jello. Like I was like, you got to give him something he can eat. He's fine. Let him eat something. Well, we got to do those tests. We got to make sure he's clean. I'm like, listen, he's going to bite someone's head off. I told that one.
Yours.
I said that. I told that young girl. I said he's going to yell at you. I can leave.
Him something.
You
Right.
can't.
You can't. You got to work with him. You got to live here. He lives here for now. He can't get out of here. He's locked to his room. I was like, it's horrible.
But
But
Bama
yes.
was on the TV, and they had those like 6-minute stretches where they just do a lot of like things that like high school teams don't do.
Frustration.
I don't know. I mean, the next thing on the rundown, Kentucky lost. The SEC is a mess.
So Vanderbilt goes to Rupp Arena and wins for the first time since 2007. Vanderbilt, Vanderbilt's 10-7 in the SEC right now.
I just
Like,
got approved, by the way, for Saturday.
Phenomenal.
That's good news. Just check the email.
I get to show Dave the ropes of covering the UFC. It's gonna be fun. Bring your binoculars. Bring your binoculars. We're up.
I don't like heights. How high up are we? What do you mean?
Top row of the building.
Top row?
Yeah. It's a really unique perspective for a fight. You see everything.
Really?
Yeah, because you look down on everything, so you see everything. But you can watch it from the big. You can watch it on the huge screen, which is right in front of you as well. But I tend to look down to watch the guys. Grappling exchanges can be a little bit hard to see, but striking is cool. Seeing it, just hearing it
on the scoreboard too.
Oh yeah.
Okay. All right,
Oh yeah. And you can listen if you want to listen in. You can listen in to the broadcast and stuff.
All right,
so
good.
yeah.
Yeah, Vandy wins this game. What did this game close yesterday?
I don't know.
Let's see. Hold on. I'll be able to tell you that in a second. I mean, was it as big as an upset as it sounds by having them not win there since 2000?
Well, I mean, it's an emotional thing for so many teams like Vanderbilt who have spent the better part of 50 years getting killed by Kentucky.
10.5 and 145.5.
Wow, 10.5 point number,
favorite,
and they win.
Lose at home. That's unacceptable. The last week before
Calipari's, if Coach Cal is no longer there after this year, I won't be stunned. But we talked to Matty Lindemann, and he's a Kentucky guy, and he's saying that the recruiting class coming in is the best that he's ever had, that Cal's ever had. So if that's the case, Cal's not going to go out like this. Cal's going to come back for one more year.
See, and he sent me a text last night that said those things, Cal to Texas is getting more real.
Okay. I mean, I think it's really Texas hasn't given, and I apologize, I forget the interim tag, but the guy who replaced Chris Beard when Chris Beard got fired, they haven't given the guy, he's done a really good job, but they haven't given him the official tag. He's still the interim head coach. And I think the reason is it looks a lot like Rich Bisaccia with the Raiders. It didn't matter what Rich Bisaccia did with the Raiders. He was not getting the job.
Guy got a raw deal. That guy got a raw fucking deal.
So the guy right now who's coaching Texas could go and make a deep run in the dance, and he's not going to get the job because they're waiting for Calipari. I think there's a reason why the guy has not been given the job is because they want to see if they can get Cal. So I think Calipari's thing is, hold on, I'll talk to you after the year is over. At the Final Four, we'll have a conversation, and that's where I can see Calipari going to Texas just for a changing of scenery. But, I mean, losing at home to Vanderbilt, this is what gets you fired. Forget leaving. This gets Kentucky Wildcat fans, they freak out when this happens.
Let me jump in here with some breaking news. It's not really breaking news, but I'm watching baseball on TV, and the Red Sox are playing the Phillies.
They're kicking the tar out of them.
It's spring training baseball. Relax.
Hey, my team
please.
Good. I like it.
But there's a quote on the TV from Sam Kennedy, the Red Sox president and CEO,
friend of mine,
told The Athletic. Pressure is definitely on the 2023 Red Sox. It's always on in Boston. Expectations for our fan base are high, and they should be. We have no excuses. We have all the resources.
Yeah.
I mean, this is like
said,
every day I got to see this Red Sox propaganda. I'm doing a show right here. And
Sam's
this
a good
comes
guy.
up on my screen.
Sam I might be able to get Sam on the show. Sam's a friend of mine. So
Sam Kennedy's a friend of yours?
Yeah.
Get him on the show.
Yeah. And we may be able to get him on the show and have a conversation about what's going on for the Red Sox. But he's a really smart guy. I mean, he's a really smart guy. He did my show it wasn't every week, but he did it every couple of weeks when I was in New Hampshire. Yeah. I would the owner of the station in New Hampshire that I worked for, the guy had EMC Club 2 tickets to the EMC Club, which is basically, if you ever go there, you can never go to a baseball game the same ever again. Like, it ruins you because it's a 5-star restaurant that you go eat pre-dinner. So like an unbelievable meal. You go to your seat. There's a personal TV at your seat, and you have your own personal waiter or waitress for the whole game.
In Fenway?
This is in Fenway. Yeah. So,
like, are you enclosed?
You either or. You can be enclosed or you can be outside. It's your choice. There are seats outside. There are seats inside.
Where's this behind home plate?
Correct. This is the
up?
Right up, one deck up, right behind home plate. It's called the EMC Club. It's the most expensive seat in the house. It's stupid, but I would go there, and he would every once in a while. The owner of the station would walk in and be like, "Hey, I'm not going to the game. Do you want to go?" And so he'd just give me these 2 tickets, and it would never. There'd be no rhyme or reason to it, but it would just because 81 games, you can't go to all of them. So I went to at least 2 or 3 games a year like that. And Sam Kennedy would always be up there, and I'd have conversations with him and just talk. And, it was fun just to kind of see the Red Sox from that level. So he's a
For
good, he's a
future
good guy.
reference, we can never take the kids to something like that.
You'll
Because
never go
then
again.
the expectations, right? Like then you're going to tell them you're going to go sit in the bleachers, and they're like, "What are we doing?
Dead.
We're not doing this."
Oh no, dead. Absolutely. I mean, my ex-wife, I couldn't take her ever. I mean, she'd go to the game, and then I get tickets to the Red Sox, and she would say, "Are they EMC club tickets?" And I'd say no, and she'd go, "No, I don't want to go."
Right.
She would only go if it was that.
Yeah.
Because
right.
once you go to that, it's like forget
It's
it.
tough to go to another type of seat.
Because if it's raining, you go inside. If it's cold, you go inside. If it's
Right,
windy,
right,
you can go
yeah.
inside. If it's gorgeous, you go sit outside. I mean,
Right, right.
it's the best of both worlds, and
Right.
you can sit like there's like it's famous. There's a very long bar inside of it, and you will see certain Red Sox scribes
People.
on their night days off up
Right.
there,
Right.
just drinking.
Yeah.
Walk over and have conversations with them and whatnot. So, there's the Bernie and Phil guys, the Jordan Furniture guys. If you guys are New England people, you know what I'm referencing. They're all over there, always up there, hanging out and whatnot. So
Yeah.
that ruins you for baseball. But Sam Kennedy could do the show. But yes, Sam Kennedy's right.
Connor Winsky's coming to Vegas today.
Correct. This
Connor
weekend.
Winsky's coming today. I thought he was here over the weekend.
No, what I thought I thought we were gonna. He's here for the weekend though.
He's here for this weekend. I thought he was here last weekend and came and went, and we
no.
didn't get to see him.
No. He's coming this weekend. Yeah.
Attaboy, Vinny. We'll see you this weekend.
He keeps on DMing me because your DMs are closed, and he's getting angry. So he's like, "Tell Dave." I'm like, "I'm not telling Dave anything."
Text me his thing, and I will DM him and open up the DMs. That's
Okay.
fine. We'll meet up this weekend.
Saturday.
Is there any worse experience than watching a baseball game in the rain as far as sporting event experience for you?
Yeah, watching a football game in the rain and the snow, in the cold, in the wind.
I would rather watch a football game in the snow than watch a baseball game in the rain.
Oh, I like the snow. I mean, like wet rain.
It's
I'm talking
quiet, right? The quiet.
I don't mind
talked
snow.
about the
Yes,
snow
yes,
falling is
I like.
quiet.
It's fine. I don't mind that.
The
I don't
rain and the
Yep.
on my head,
Yep.
even if I have a poncho on or an umbrella,
It's the worst.
I don't like the sound. And that was for you, Mikey Awesome. The
It's not even-
put that on the reel, Mikey.
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad. Not a fan at all. So, okay, so we got college basketball games going on right now. I'm going to lose my first bet of the day, it looks like, because, well, it's coming down a little bit, but I bet under 35 and a half, 135 and a half. The current live total for Illinois State and UNI is 142 and a half.
141 and a half right now, sir.
Okay,
12-20 left in the second half. You got time.
The pace is slowing down a little bit.
Yeah.
Illinois State needs to kind of clamp down. So we might be able to get the under there on that bet, but we've got some games coming up. Well, that's the only game going on right now. You can bet live.
Going on right now, sir.
So what?
Yep.
So who won the first
noon
game?
Eastern start. Arkansas State at Troy.
Oh boy.
So, I mean, good luck with that. It's 8.5, 134 and a half. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming.
Thanks for coming. I don't know.
68-61 USA with the win over at home over Appalachian State. So
how about that? 129 finishes. The game closed 128.
Oh my gosh.
Numbers are tightening up, boys.
Oh yeah. They're very
I'm telling you, come on in, bet this shit. Go ahead. Good luck.
daring you to bet it. Like, go ahead. See, go crazy. See what happens.
Yeah.
All right. Any interest in laying 17 and a half points with with Indiana State at Evansville in the second game of the Valley tournament today?
Does that say Arch Madness?
That's what it's called. Arch Madness.
Arch Madness because it's in St. Louis?
Hey, you catch it on. Yes.
They call listen.
You've been booking me for how long? You never knew the Valley tournament was called Arch Madness. I've been calling it Arch Madness for like 30 years. Yes, it's been
never once that
in
I know
St. Louis.
that, but I figured it out. Yes, but your spelling mistakes in the rundown
Correct.
may
Yes,
have left. You may have missed the M.
Fair. That is a fair question to say, wait a minute, did you forget about the M? No, I did not forget about the M. This is the first. This is ridiculous. This is stupid I don't care how bad Evansville is. This is a stupid number of points. 17 and a half points is stupid for a Valley tournament game, especially a Valley tournament game where no one's there. They've never played Thursday 4 games before in the history of this thing. This is the dead day. No one goes. So no one's in the building. dead atmosphere. That's why I bet the under for you and I in Illinois State. And we'll see if it hits or not. It looks like it might not, but it's going to be right. I mean, 2 or 3 possessions, one way or the other. 17.5 points. I mean,
That's high. That's a
this
high
is
spread of the day of all the games. Like this is
it was 18.5 last night. It was like 18.5 points. I was like, what is that? Evansville's really bad, but wow, that's a lot of points.
Houston was an 18-point favorite this morning against Wichita State.
Okay, and now it's 16.5.
Yeah.
Let's go to that game. Number 1, Houston against Wichita State. 8 was 16. 18, now it's 16.5.
Those are the 2 biggest spreads of the day. And it's not even close. Wow.
Is Houston the best team in the country? Can you buy that?
Dear God. So I did the show this morning on Better Sports Network with Irizarry, and Jim Root was on. You know Jim Root.
Of course. Second Chance Points, our friend.
He said Houston is the best team right now. And he said it's not by a lot, but he put them as the best team because they're going to win their conference tournament.
Yes, going away.
They're going to be a 1 seed, and they may get that coveted 1 seed thing that you're talking about.
Number 1 overall. Yep.
Which would give them a short path to
home.
Wait, where's the Final Four, sir?
Houston. It's crazy.
No?
Yeah, it's Houston.
But, right. So are they the best team? They got the best situation, do they not?
Well, they have the best record. I don't know. I mean, they're 27-2, and I just have a tough time looking at their non-conference schedule and looking at their conference schedule and saying, okay, this is Gonzaga 2.0. I mean, they lost to Alabama 71-65 in the beginning of December. They beat Virginia, which is a good win. They beat St. Mary's, good win. Beat Oregon, good win. But a lot of their conference games are just like, I don't know, Tulsa, Tulane, Central Florida. I mean, best team in the country, McNeese State. I don't know. I mean, they're very good. They're very tough.
Yeah.
They have the number 5 ranked offense and defense adjusted efficiency in the country.
Right.
When you have that, you're a damn tough team to play against.
Have you ever been to the Red Sox spring training, by the way?
Yes. Went there after the 2004 World Series.
Did it look like Fenway to you?
No, this is brand new. So JetBlue Park opened 4 years ago? 5 years ago, right? Hold on.
I just did a little wide shot there. It looks a lot like Fenway.
It's identical to Fenway.
That looks really cool.
They built it to be Fenway Park. It opened in 2012, it looks like. No, wow. So I've not been to JetBlue Park.
Oh.
Yeah, JetBlue Park they broke ground, opened in March 3rd, 2012. Yep, when it started.
Man, that's wild.
Yeah, they built it to be. There's Green Monster seats. There's
Wally's down there right now.
Well,
Wally's there.
Yeah, obvious.
He's putting sunscreen on fake. I love the mascots
for spring training. You better love the mascots because that's all there really is to watch. It's better than the game half the time.
It is. Chef Benny came in and said he does not like your friend Sam Kennedy. He's not even sure he likes the Red Sox.
Well, I get the anger. I do. I mean, and that's why Sam said what he said. I mean, Sam has to say that right now because people are really frustrated. They're really mad at what the team's going to look like. I mean, the team's a mess. There's no other way around it. The team's an absolute, I mean, everyone's saying like, this is what 2013 was like. No one saw it. The team was a mess and they won the World Series. No, no, this is not 2013. This is not 10 years ago. This is not the same situation. This is a banged up, weird baseball team with guys out of position all over the diamond. The only benefit is that everyone might be out of sorts because of the rule changes.
Wow.
So it might level the playing field a little bit for the Red Sox.
Man, Roger Long in here again every day just came in and said, Matt, around here we call them the Sycamores. Lay the number.
Oh,
that's Indiana State, the Sycamores.
Sycamores. Oh, well, if he's from Indiana, then he might be a Michigan State guy.
I don't know.
If he's an Indiana fan, he hates Indiana State.
Sycamores. Yeah.
That's what they do. I mean, in comparison to some of the Big Ten power schools in there, yeah.
They're
Indiana's-
17-point favorites.
And I don't think it's a bad bet to bet them to win the Valley tournament at plus 600. They can win the whole thing.
Oh.
But they're playing Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So bet them, and then if they make the final, you fade them because their legs will be dead. But we've never seen somebody. I don't think anybody's won the Valley tournament playing on Thursday, and we have 4 winners coming out of Thursday. Never seen that before.
Yeah, that's
Tough.
that's
Normally, there's only 2 teams to play on Thursday that win. Now we have 4. Okay, UCLA's laying 11.5 to Arizona State. They are quietly taking a lot of people's money to win it all.
yeah.
People aren't really talking much about UCLA, but they're number 2 on KenPom. They're 25-4.
Yeah.
And they're really, really tough. I mean, they lost back-to-back games in November to Illinois and Baylor, back-to-back games to Arizona and USC in January, and that's it. They've won everything else. KenPom has this as a 13-point number.
I've never been to Pauley Pavilion.
I haven't
And
either.
if I had a driver tonight after we finished the show, I would grab a quick bite to eat and take a nap in a car and go to Westwood tonight and go to this game. Because they play Saturday night against Arizona
Ooh, big game.
in Pauley, which again, it's hard to justify getting in a car and going to see that when they're going to be here next week and we'll be able to see them in person right down the street.
At the Pac-12, yep.
I don't know, but I want to soak it in. Root said it to me and Keith this morning. A lot of people are saying it. He has UCLA to win it all.
Yeah.
They can win it all.
Yep.
This
God,
feels
Mick
too
Cronin.
high tonight.
KenPom has it at 13.5. This is low for KenPom. So just depends on what you look at for numbers, but this is 2 points of value if you like the trail of KenPom. Arizona State just had that crazy half-court shot win over Arizona.
Ridiculous game. Yeah.
Letdown spot against UCLA.
That makes sense. Okay.
Purdue is laying 4.5.
Tell me why. God bless you.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Against
sounded like you threw up right there because you couldn't believe they were laying 4.5. I cannot believe they're laying 4.5 on the road.
Right. I don't think Purdue's very good.
The Big Ten home teams have been money. Not so much Wisconsin. I think
4-point line
5
according.
and 8, right?
Yeah, Wisconsin sucks. 4-point line according to KenPom on this. Wisconsin can't score.
Roger Long said, "Slick, Dave, not suck. Slickamores.
Slickamores.
Slickamores. Lay the points." With the Slickamores. Sorry.
That's why. Okay.
Makes sense.
Wisconsin is average possession length. They are 349th in college basketball. I believe.
I mean, they hold the ball the longest?
Yeah. Take the longest possessions in college basketball. So maybe that's why they're an under team, but defensively they haven't been great.
Do you think anyone at the games will shoot it? when they're holding the ball, it was long. Yeah, like that's one of my favorite things about going to games. I learned it very young, going to Penguin games. Everybody's a power play expert, and everybody yells, "Shoot it! Shoot it! Shoot it!" If you're the 349th longest time possession team in Wisconsin, how many times? I mean, seriously, during the game, how many times do you hear "Shoot it! Shoot it"? They're playing a game like Indiana did in the high school in Hoosiers.
All right.
6 passes.
Before you can shoot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone touches the ball once.
My goodness. I like Wisconsin plus the points. I don't know why. And I was rooting for Purdue at the beginning of the season. I really wanted to see the Big Ten get a team to the Final Four. And I've watched a couple of their last 6 games.
Oh gosh. Wisconsin's 4-9-1 ATS at home.
Terrible.
Oh my.
Terrible.
But they're 2-2 over their last 4, 3-3 over their last.
What is Purdue on the road? Look at them. Look at them.
6-7-1.
Straight up.
ATS. Straight up.
Look at the last couple games.
Straight up, they are 11-3 on the road, and they've lost to Maryland on the road, and
Yep.
Northwestern on the road, and
Yep.
Indiana on the road. 0-3 last 3.
Outright loses,
Straight up.
outright losses.
Outright losses. Yep.
Yeah, and laying points again on the road at Wisconsin. Over 2 baskets, over 4. You gotta be crazy. Good luck. Good luck. You can have Purdue. I like Wisconsin.
One more in the college rankings. Arizona, number 8 team in the country, is at USC tonight.
Tough game.
Good game. Good game. Tough game to bet. Fun game to watch.
I don't like a side at all in this.
It's tough. I mean, the Trojans are 13-5 in the SEC in the Pac-12. Arizona's 13-5 in the Pac-12. So they're not going to catch UCLA, but this is for the number 2 seed in the conference tournament. USC has won 4 games in a row, 3 out of 5 for Arizona. They should have beaten Arizona State, but they lost that game on the buzzer.
Football guy 97 just came in the chat. He's a big participant on the Twitter. Good morning, good afternoon to you, sir. Thank you for coming in and watching the show. He just said Purdue looks more fraudulent the more I watch them.
Agreed.
I couldn't agree more. Does Arizona have the same feel to you? Not the same, but like the expectations were high.
Right.
They were better perceived a month ago, 3 weeks ago. Like, I feel like I don't know if I'm looking for it in seeing, like, what I like to say, ghosts. Like, I think I'm seeing something with Arizona where I'm disappointed, or I'm like, yeah, they're not winning it.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Like 2.5-point favorites at USC. Either the number should be the Purdue number.
Right. 4.5.
4.5.
Right.
Or it should be pick 'em. So this number tells me it's a dog number because it ain't high enough, But Arizona could win this game by 10 because USC is a complete Jekyll and Hyde. As the Red Sox just hit a grand slam on my TV. I mean, this is like a nightmare that will never end. It's 15-3.
Told you, they're kicking the crap out of them. It's beautiful.
This is great. And they're interviewing Rob Thompson, and he's just got the headphones on, and he's talking to the guys in the booth. And I hope he has sunscreen SPF 30 on because he's really getting a nice tan. That ballpark looks great. I'm gonna have to go. Fort Myers, that looks awesome.
Fenway, it's Fenway South, they call it. It's built to the same specs, so you can learn the wall. You can learn the wall and the triangle and center. And
listen, man, I was at Fenway with the kids. Like, I don't know how much a Fenway imitation is going to do for me in Fort Myers after being there in person. Like, I don't know. It was awesome.
Oh no, yeah, it's phenomenal. But I mean, it's a chance to. It's more for the team to play in the same confines.
Oh, with the right dimensions and all that stuff.
So they know so they can practice all spring. So they can get to Fenway. There's not that learning curve with the wall.
With the damn wall, right?
What's over your head? What's going to be a double? What's going to be a single? How far can you go back?
Right,
It's a nice little, especially you've got guys like Manny Ramirez playing left. If they stink out there, you got guys who can learn how to play off the field, learn the bounces, which is really important.
Right.
NBA, you are wearing the Maverick stuff. Dallas is laying.
Look at this thing. Mavs 41. Dirk Nowitzki.
I'm a little surprised at this because they're playing Philly. This is your team.
I know. I wore the Philly stuff before, and I got both handy.
Okay. Who do you like in this game?
This is one of those ones, right, where I look at and I go, boy, the book's really fooling everybody, huh? Right? They're gonna take Philly.
Oh, everyone's take Philly. Yes.
Wait a second. Hold on.
Is Embiid out?
No. How did the book know? How did they know? They're watching the show right now. The line just went from 4 to 3 across the world right now.
Boom.
Literally right now. If you have an odds screen, it changes colors sometimes for certain screens, whether it's Dawn Best, Spank Odds, all these other things that people use.
Yeah.
Spanky, that's a little that one's
of the
for
cap
you,
to
my
you.
friend. Yeah.
Free plug.
Little free plug for you. It's painted 3 now. Mavs win and cover.
Mavs win and cover. Wow.
Yep. Not falling for the Philadelphia act today.
Clippers are laying 3.5 on the road at the Warriors.
Why?
I don't. I was going to ask
Why?
you why.
Oh,
I
oh,
had the same question. Why?
What? Yeah.
This doesn't make any sense either.
0 cents, sir. 0.
Warriors
Absolutely
can't win on the road. All they do is win at home. And the Clippers are who knows what they are each night. You watch them play.
Yeah. For replay and stuff, and people will watch. I got the Clipper hat close. Doesn't really. This blue is the only blue that's not in this damn jersey, so
Right.
it doesn't look right at all.
Nope.
So I'm not going to keep it on my head long because I don't think they're going to win. I don't understand the number. Why are we favored on the road? I don't get it. I just don't get it. I don't get it.
I take the dog, take the home dog. So for those of you who were trailing yesterday's parlay, which hit, we are not going to do it today because there are 4 games and none of them fit the criteria as what we were talking about for teams who are tanking and taking money line parlays. So we'll take the $80 bet, roll it to tomorrow when there is a litany of games to break down tomorrow in the NBA.
Oh yeah, we're 2 for 2 though.
Yep.
2 for 2, having fun.
Yep.
Cashing tickets.
So we'll go for
and
$80.
Embiid is playing. I got confirmation from my friend Butchie.
Okay. He is playing.
Butchie the bookie just texted me and said, Embiid is playing. That's why the line moved. All the Robinsons and parallelograms are on +4.
Of course.
Congruent angles lose 2. All right. You can have all the protractors you want.
Yep.
Give me the Mavericks.
Tonight. Yeah, like last night. We talked about the line that for college basketball with Xavier and Providence. Opened at 155, closed at 151.5.
Damn.
Everyone freaked out because I bet over 154.5.
Yep.
All the pros came in on the under, and the game was over with 5 minutes to go in the game.
In the
game flew over.
Yeah.
The game flew over. So yeah, that's just sometimes line movement doesn't matter. Sometimes you just, sit there and just go, okay, it's good. All the totals down to 137.5.
In what?
Illinois State, UNI.
Got a shot.
I got a shot. It's 5 minutes to play in the game.
Stay focused here. Please, we
live.
gotta finish the rest of the show. Stay focused.
We're all right. We may be able to get there. Stop scoring. This is the one benefit is when you get to a tournament game and whoever loses, their season's over. They grip the ball. They play long possessions.
Grip the ball. What the hell does that mean? They always grip the ball.
No. They play longer. They hold the ball longer. They don't go quickly. They don't score fast. Everything is a coaching decision. Every coach, this is the last time the coach may be with these kids. So every single play call is very much orchestrated by the bench.
They slow the game down.
Oh, yeah. Take the air out of the ball.
You did your own sound effect there.
Yeah.
Mikey, put that in the sound effect reel right there. That was good.
So it's just a way of making everything calm and take it down. The referees tend to put the whistle in the pocket sometimes and say, you guys got to figure it out. You're playing it out. So we'll see how the next couple of minutes go. But 135.5 and live to go up. We're one possession away now from getting on pace to the under. So
I'm going to have to put the headband on for this one. Just like
now it's 136.5.
JC from KC said he wanted the headband right now. Here we go. Ride it home, baby.
Yeah, we'll see what happens with that one. All right. So here's a question.
Yes.
Read this morning, and I need to ask you: have you ever booked esports in your career?
Good. That came up once, and they said you have to book it. I said I quit.
Okay.
They're like, what are you talking about? I said, I don't know nothing about this shit. I said, I see my kids play video games. I see them watch other kids play video games. If you guys want to book this and you're going to hold me responsible, I quit. And like, what are you getting what are you so adamant for? And I said, I don't want to get involved in this. This feels like there could be some business decisions being made here with kids or teams or all this other stuff. I have zero interest in trying to make heads or tails of this and book action.
So the Casino Esports Conference concluded yesterday.
Sure it did. All
It had
right.
a panel of esports betting experts, including Anthony God, the CEO of G3 God Hammer Gaming. He said, quote, "I believe esports wagering will be the next big thing. Sometimes the next big thing is right around the corner, and a lot of us are working to create the next steps in a field where people have to put in a lot of money. Some
Oh.
people haven't seen the returns they expected, which I think are going to be there." Paris Smith, the CEO of Pinnacle, one of the world's first sports books to accept esports wagers, said esports is massive globally,
Massive.
and with international tournaments, they are as big as the NBA finals games sometimes.
True.
To get where people expect it to be, where regulators in the US who are working to make it fair and have integrity, Smith said, quote, "The data and game providers have a huge play in this, but the problem is they're making it too expensive for how small it is at this stage. As an operator, how do you pay $1 million a year for data when you don't have anyone playing esports? It's an ecosystem that has to come together, starting with the regulators and marketing for how you get these players. Pinnacle has been successful in esports because I'm not trying to direct people on how to grow the business. We have people who are esports players and fans."
She's right. She's right. I met her at G2E.
Okay.
She couldn't have been nicer. Alf introduced me and we talked a little bit. And she gave me that like kind of like she looked at me up and down real quick and she was like, "Who are you?"
Who are
You
you?
know, and Alfonso gave her my resume in about 15 seconds. She was like, "Oh, you're good. Okay,
You're
you're
good.
good." Yeah. Um, it's the control of information
Yeah.
that makes this difficult. I got to know where it's coming from. I don't need the guy. Who's the first quote from? What the president of the what? The God?
GEO. Sorry, Anthony God, CEO of G3 God Hammer Gaming Group.
Yeah. Okay. All the triple G God 3 he got the most to gain. Of
Oh,
course,
yes.
he's going to say this is the future.
Yes.
Everybody pump the brakes on this shit.
Oh, yeah.
You want to add another reason why I'm glad we could just try to make heads or tails of the NBA on a day-to-day basis? You want me to try to figure this shit out and give you opportunities to bet me?
I mean, look, if we're gonna this is I'm gonna show my age, all right. But like, if we're betting on esports, like, what is the market? Like, like one guy to beat another guy. All right, I get that. That's just like boxing, who wins.
Okay.
But like, what are the in-game? Like, can you in-game bet? Like, if you're watching a tournament, can you bet in-game? Like, do the odds change based upon what's happening on the game? Like, these are games that I have no idea what, like, if they're playing Madden, okay, I get it. But they're not. They're playing like World of Witchcraft or whatever the hell it is. Like things I have no idea
Oh, yeah.
what is going on the screen. Never
Nope.
played it. Don't get
Nope.
it. Don't get
Nope.
the interest.
Nope.
Would never play it.
Nope.
How in the hell are we betting it? Or how are we booking it? Next big thing. I mean, look at here in Vegas, Luxor has a huge sign on the outside of it. Home of esports in Las Vegas. They have a gigantic, very cool, when it was being built, I was given a tour of it. When it opened, I was at the VIP opening for it. I had no idea what I was looking at. I was watching these things. I was watching these teams play. And I'm like, what game are they playing? I have no idea what they're doing and how they're playing with each other against somebody else.
Right. Yeah. Like, and again, I don't want to, date ourselves or myself or whatever, but like, it's like they're playing capture the flag
Right.
on a video game
Yep.
where they kill each other and this guy kills this and then this teammate blocks this and then all of a sudden and then they capture the flag and they win. I don't know what they're saying other than what I could see. Like,
I don't even know what I'm seeing. I don't even know what I'm looking at. I mean,
yeah.
Is when I'm watching these tournaments, I'm like, wait, what do they do? Wait, huh? there's captains, there's strategies, there's like ways they're going about it. Like it's so far beyond where I am in the computer game ones when they play on the keyboards and they're just like hammering every number, like every key really fast. It's like, what is going on?
It's a different world, is it not? Like,
It
I
just
watch it, and like, I've seen what Kendall can do. Kendall
right.
can sing. I mean, legit, at some point, I might just concede it all and get her a gaming chair, a gaming computer, and put her in a corner and say, "Go ahead and do your thing." Like,
Wow.
and as a parent, I never would have said that
Right.
pre-stroke, but
Right.
now I'm like, "Just go with the flow.
Well,
Everything's
she
gonna
loves
be
it. Then
okay."
yeah.
And she does love it, and I watch her. She chats, she talks, she plays, it multitask. It's actually alarming. And I'm like, "That's my kid. Like, let's go outside and get some sun." And
No.
no, no, I'm good. Like, okay. I don't know if it's good, bad, and different, but I know betting on it, I
Oh,
have no interest.
no interest. Next big thing. Because the problem for them is in order for it to become the next big thing, Kendall has to be of age to be able to gamble. Like it's
But do the
17,
kids
20
have to
years.
gamble on it to make it the next big thing?
Of course they have to. They have to care about it. Why do we bet on sports? We bet on sports because we love it. We watch it. It's entertainment. We played the sport. We understand it. We live through our athletes, through our sports teams. It helps us with pride. People bet based upon their heart all the time. You have to find that in esports. And that means you have to have this full paradigm shift as to what actually people care about to put their money down on.
I would
It's
watch sports if I didn't bet on them.
so would I. Yep.
We have to be at that level
Yeah.
with esports, right?
Yes.
We have to
100%.
wanna watch whoever's betting on it has to be willing to watch it without betting on it. That's how we know we love it,
I'm gonna
right?
lose. I'm gonna lose this game by a single bucket.
No, you're not.
It's 71-62 with 1 minute to play.
Are you serious?
Yep, I'm gonna lose it by a bucket. I'm gonna lose it. It's gonna go squeaking over. It's gonna go over like 136. And I'm at 135 and a half. Swear to God, I'm gonna lose it by half a point.
Wait,
It's
you
gonna
need what? Over or under?
under 135 and a half.
133.
Yeah, I'm dead.
A minute to go.
Unless we're just gonna hold the ball and let the clock
Yeah,
run out, which is
just
puck.
consider yourself done.
Yeah, I think we lost that bet. That's a bummer. And then before we get to bet or book it here, so when you moved to Vegas,
Yep.
the Strat was still pretty cool at the time, right? It was called the Stratosphere.
Yeah, it
Right.
was
Because in the 80s and 90s, the Strat was still it was a Stratosphere, but it was considered a very cool place to go. That side of the strip hadn't really been developed yet.
correct.
You could
It
go really
was
high up. You could see the 360 view of of everything in the valley.
right.
People were gaga over
Yeah.
it. And then they just let it go to crap
Yes.
and didn't do anything with it. And they didn't decide to put any money into it.
Right.
And it really became that part of Vegas is not
That
the
part.
best.
Not the best. Louis Domingue,
Not
not
the best.
the best.
Going outside is not the best.
Not the best.
But this is what the Super Bowl is going to do. The Super Bowl is going to change everything because
346 days away, by the way.
thank you.
346 days away. The Super
So
Bowl.
Golden Entertainment is spending $30 million to upgrade the
say
room.
30 million?
$30 million to upgrade the Strat in advance of F1 and the Super Bowl. They're going to invest a ton and they're going to try to make the Strat a place that people will want to go to be a part of. And they may
Oh,
actually do it. They're looking at Vegas, and this is everyone's talking about this. The overall strength of Las Vegas right now. Rest of the country really is nervous about what's happening with the economy and everything else. But Vegas is thriving, and we're about to go into this boom year of insane things. March Madness coming here this month with a regional final. We've got tonight or Saturday night, we've got the UFC event. Hundreds of people coming in, thousands are coming in to watch John Jones and Cyril Gahn. More on that tomorrow.
yes.
We've got obviously everything happens during the summertime here Raiders games, and then we have F1 in November and the Super Bowl coming up in February.
The F1 is a worldwide event that I don't really think any of us know what's coming.
No, we don't.
Like,
Nope.
I continue to just ride anywhere near that part of town, and I'm like, what the hell? Las Vegas locally, but a friend of both of us on
Yep.
social media
Yeah.
posted that picture of what the hell that's going to look like. Like, I have no, it's going to change that look of that area
Forever.
forever.
Which is awesome. And it's a 10-year deal, and it's going to be longer than a 10-year deal. And then
And
the
on top,
Strats.
and then the Super Bowl.
Have you ever heard of Atomic Golf?
Atomic Golf. No.
Yeah. So I've
What
never
is
heard
that?
of this, but this is a $75 million 100-bay golf entertainment facility opening up in the fourth quarter, right when F1 is coming to Vegas.
Atomic Golf, is that like Top Golf? But
I
different?
guess, but so Top Golf is MGM's, and that's down on Koval Lane. So on the clear opposite end of the strip where the Strat is, they're building this Atomic Golf, and it's going to open up right in time for F1 and the Super Bowl.
What in the hell? Like, how much golf do we need?
It's not golf. It's partying with golf balls. Like, it's not golf. It's
Did you
just,
say partying with golf balls?
yeah, just getting drunk and smacking things is all it is. It's just, it's good. Top Golf's not golf. Anybody who walks up to, like, you ever see somebody walk into Top Golf with their golf clubs with like their full bag?
I did it once. I didn't know. Never did it again.
You were that guy.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to hit golf balls. I always bring my golf clubs when I go to hit golf balls. They're like, we'll meet you at Top Golf. I showed up with my clubs. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Yeah, no, you're
I
that
wasn't
guy.
supposed to bring my clubs.
Uh-uh.
I got clubs. What am
So
I
this is
doing?
not, it's not golf. It's just partying and being able to hit golf balls.
Speaking of balls, can I just mention the Saks underwear read while
Oh,
I'm here, please? I mean, it's a stressful time. The NFL Super Bowl's coming here, all these different things, and what that means? Sweaty balls. So we got to keep them cool and comfortable because they have a type of underwear called drop temp, which keeps your balls cool. I want this read. I got to find somebody from Saks. Reach out to me. I will DM you back. I still have not tried the Saks underwear. By the way.
It's nice.
Sweaty
It's
balls.
comfortable. It needs a bit more spandex, personally.
Really?
Yeah, it needs a little more hug.
All right.
In my
Drop the
opinion.
temp if you're nuts with the drop temp.
Oh,
underwear.
137, the game fell.
Oh!
I lost by a point and a half.
Damn
Oh,
it.
That's so bad. That's so bad.
It's a good number.
Gosh.
Odds makers, listen, they get this shit right this month.
No, it's sharp.
March is
it's
a big month for the odds makers in the books.
Yeah,
Big
they're
month.
sharp. They're sharp. 135 and a half. We lose it by one bucket. I was right. We lost it by a single bucket. Bummer. All right, we'll move on to the next game. So let's move on to Better to Book It.
Yep.
And let's see how you feel with a couple of college basketball games that I'm going to throw at you.
Okay.
Youngstown State, you turned me on to them.
Yeah, pretty good.
So Youngstown State
son.
is at home in the
Mhm.
quarterfinals of the Horizon tournament. They are the number 1 seed, and they're playing Detroit
Where's the Horizon tournament played?
on college campuses until the final gets played in Indianapolis. So we're on
these are all
campus.
home games.
This
so
is
we're
a
good.
home game tonight. This is a legit, straight home game for Youngstown State.
You ever been to Youngstown, Ohio?
I have not heard lots about it, though.
That's
Home of Bo Pelini.
that's a tough place, son.
I've heard.
There's a lot of tough people there. That's a blue collar. You want to talk about blue collar places?
Right?
I didn't really realize it. I was only there once as a kid, but then when I went back to be the director in the book at West Virginia, I didn't have a car. I didn't even take the car when I went back. I got a ride from the airport from Moses the barber, dropped me off in this Wheeling, West Virginia place,
Right?
and I didn't have a car. And then Jess's cousin Megan had a spare car, was going through some stuff with her and her now ex-husband. She
Right.
said, you can keep this truck down here. So I took a ride one day when I had about 8 hours off, drove around. I went to Youngstown and drove around.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't seen the gym, but Detroit's in for it tonight at Youngstown State. I hope you're laying. If you're playing, I hope you're laying.
Yeah, we're laying -8. We're laying 8 on this.
Bet it. Lunchbox town, Whitrock.
How about that?
Why?
So
Why?
if you bet the under late, it was 137.5.
Closing total?
Yeah, have you and
Oh,
I?
in-game.
No,
Yeah.
it's I mean, someone just said I had 137.5. I bet it right before
In-game.
the game.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It's 133, right? The closing number was 133
Okay.
pregame.
Yeah. So there we go. So that was a bummer. So we lost it by there. Some guys hit it, so they're excited because they got it on the hook at 137. They cashed on it. Yeah, Youngstown State -8. This is one of the best offenses in all of college basketball. They are a top 40 adjusted efficiency offense. They are a top 20 effective field goal percentage in the country.
Mm.
Hometown night game. Detroit lost by 10 as 8.5-point dogs earlier this year, and they lost at home when they were Youngstown State was laying 1.5 and they covered. 2-0 so far, 2-0 ATS against Detroit Mercy.
It's so much fun doing the third game between these conference teams.
Yeah.
When it's a home game.
Oh
The
yeah.
numbers the same. You
Oh,
open it up 8. What was it?
8 was 8.5. Now it's 8.
Youngstown State, right?
Yep.
You open at 8, it's moved to 9. The guys push the button.
Yep.
Rhombuses and parallelograms are on them. I'm on them with you. Youngstown State, lay it.
Good. I'm going with a principal play because which is what's so fun about doing this show.
Yeah.
Yesterday, you pointed out how many times a team had a total of 160 or higher in college basketball.
Yeah.
So I went and pulled it from SoCal DGen, and he gave us the wrong information on the show yesterday because he didn't factor in the non-conference games, the neutral site games.
Okay.
So there's actually been 76 games this year where the total has been 160 or higher.
Okay.
That's of nearly 6,000 games.
Yeah.
In college basketball.
It was like 1.3%.
Yeah, it's right. The number's still there.
Yeah.
Pepperdine's played in 7 of them.
How many games went over the total?
He didn't say.
Those
76,
games.
he didn't say how many. Oh, sorry,
76
19, 18, and 1 to the over.
There's 76 games. There has to be 76
yeah.
decisions.
So what did he do? He gave me 19, 18, 1 to the over. Sorry, that's Pepperdine's number. Excuse me. Pepperdine's number is 19, 18, and 1 to the over. Pepperdine's had 7. This would be 8.
That's really good for a team with a total 7 times of 160 or more.
Has gone over.
And you still, like I say this all the time, is the book and the odds makers, all we're trying to do is break even with the number. We just want 19, 18, and whatever is a dream result for us because you're laying the juice. So you got to get it right more than you get it wrong. If we get it right more than we get it wrong on one way or the other, but it's close.
Yep.
That's perfect.
So Gonzaga's had 8 times.
Under?
Yep. So Gonzaga's got 8. Toledo has 7. So the math on this game versus Pacific is really interesting. So 160.5, you mentioned 160 being sort of that number. They've played 2 times this year. First time it was 160.5, 161, and then 160. First game went over by 0.5 point. Second game went under by, I think, 8 points. It went under. Orleans Arena, nobody there. Empty building.
Time is this game?
8:30 Pacific time.
I'm going.
11:30. There's no.
If you're in the brigade or you're watching this show, I will meet you there and I will buy you a drink if you come and find me.
Wow. How about that?
What?
They traded Robin Leonard. That's part of the trade. The Knights. So Columbus gets Robin Leonard, a first-round pick in 23, a conditional first-round pick in 24, and Brandon Bryson, that kid. So and Patrick Lane and Jonathan Quick going to the Golden Knights. So Robert Leonard, who now is in serious debt, $50 million worth of debt, not playing either. Now
Pepperdine is 5-2 to the over when the total is 160 plus this season. Yeah.
And that's okay. I mean, I'm fine with that. And it's
76 games with a total 160 this season. He just sent me the text 36, 39, and 1. So 3 more unders than overs.
which makes sense.
That's
So
a good
Pepper,
number, son.
so
That's
yeah,
I like under.
so it's 160.5, and it's so like they've played twice. The
Yep.
first game, the last game was on the 2nd of February. It was 162,
Right?
81-73 final, went under by 8 points.
Yeah.
And then the first game was 154.5, and it went over by a half a point, 80-75. I'm on 160.5 under.
Rainmaker, if you fly out to the game tonight, you get on a plane right, I'll pick you up at the airport and buy you a drink at the game.
Ooh, look at that.
Coming out from Pittsburgh. Manny's Pub. You're
Wow.
watching the show. Manny's place.
Look at that. Come on out. Hang out. So
Yep.
there we go with that.
I bet.
We'll throw a couple of more quick ones
go.
here and better to book
Yeah,
it before we let go of Sports Grid.
Yep.
Stars Wild moneyline parlay at plus 135.
Stars Wild money line. Did you say puck
Stars
line?
are playing Chicago. I think Chicago's punting on the whole year. First game without Patrick Kane. No
So we're
part of
doing
it.
money line, just money line, money line?
Money line. Yep, just win the game.
Chalk parlay. Okay. Minnesota at Vancouver.
Yep. They're both Minnesota is 3 points behind Dallas for first place in the division.
Oh, you're gonna make us sweat that game? That one's gonna be nothing but aggravation.
I don't
Perrault.
think so. I disagree. I don't think so.
Minnesota goes and blows them out?
Not blows them out. I just think Minnesota's playing really well defensively, and I don't think Vancouver's going to be able. I think the Wild score 3-4 goals, 4-1 final,
Oh,
4-2 final.
really?
Yeah. Stars are playing.
Stars
poorly.
are winning.
Yeah, but the Stars have lost 3 out of 4. I'm more nervous about Dallas than I am nervous about the Wild. I like the Wild
Stars are
better.
beating- Chicago's got their heart ripped out.
Yes, that's why I'm
This
betting on
is-
this. Right.
I like Dallas tonight.
Get right spot.
We'll bet this, but this does not feel as comfortable as the last 2 days with the money line parlay
Oh,
that's
whoops.
cashed in the
Come
basket.
on. So, Cal, you can't be giving us fake information here. He
What
got tricked
happened?
by a fake Twitter account, he said.
What? With what?
It's not. Robin Leonard did not get traded.
Yeah, relax with the trade information. Give me
Okay.
give me the stats. Give me the stats.
That's a big deal to get that guy off their books, though, for Golden Knight
Right.
fans.
Of course.
If they could get rid of Robin Leonard off their books, that would be a
Yeah.
monster. I don't know
Yep,
why
yep,
anybody would
yep.
trade for him. And then finally, over 6.5 Bruins Sabres.
Gotta be over. Gotta be over. I like
see.
this. Bet it.
Very nice. Sports Grid, thank you so much. Join us tomorrow for a big roll call Friday. It's always a really fun show. Definitely join us for that. You guys live on YouTube and Twitter. Don't move. More to come here with BVB. Favorite thing about today is what?
Learning something new every day.
Mm.
Literally learning something new every day. Did the show with Irizarry, and I heard this expression today.
Okay.
That I didn't know was like an important expression for the kids. Can't wait to ask my kids. You learn so much from them, coaching them and listening to them just talk, right? And he asked me if I had heard anyone be called a bucket before. Have you heard this yet?
A kid calling somebody a bucket, not a bucket hat.
This is what's known in the real world as a bucket lid.
Yeah,
Right? A
bucket hat. Yep.
hat. Yes.
Yep.
Apparently, the kids have shortened it into Kevin Durant is a bucket.
Yeah. Walking bucket. He's a walking bucket.
He's okay.
Yeah.
I just found this out that they're using it as a singular, like Jimmy Buckets, Jimmy Butler, his name is Buckets
Yes.
with an S.
Yes.
Big Nelly Buckets just
Good
got
hat.
his
Good
hat
Yeah.
from us, and
Yeah.
Little Buckets with an S posted it on Twitter and saw it's Buckets with an S. I just found this out today that a person who's really good at basketball is now called a bucket. But you made it sound much better when you said he's a walking bucket.
Yes.
That makes sense to me.
Yes.
Sometimes things don't make sense to you, but that's the way the kids talk. That was one of those things today. That's the best thing about today. I can't wait for the kids to come home. I'm going to call one of them a bucket. I cannot wait to see what their reaction is, because if they know, they'll know. But if they don't, they'll call their mother and say, Daddy just called me a bucket. What does that mean? And we'll go from there. How about that? I got your bucket right here.
It's phenomenal.
My head.
My favorite thing about today is looking forward to Saturday because you're officially in
Oh,
to come and cover
I can't
what will
wait.
be the best UFC pay-per-view, most likely of the year.
Cannot
With
wait.
with Cyril gone taking on John Jones. We'll spend a ton
Yes,
of time on this tomorrow. We getting
yes.
Kalakis tomorrow? Is Nikki coming on? Or
Yeah. I'm gonna confirm that
all right, let's get
right
Nikki
after the
on.
show. I have
So
to
we'll get
confirm
Nikki
that.
Kalakis from Circa to come in and give us
Yes.
his take on this card because it's phenomenal. Valentina is fighting, which is always, I don't know if Grasso's got much for her, but I'm looking forward to watching that. I hope we get Blanchfield against Shevchenko at some point later this year, maybe in the fall.
Mm.
But we got Cody Garbrandt fighting on this card. There's nothing like the walkout being in the building for a major UFC pay-per-view card.
I'm fired up.
It's electric your heart races. It's so fun to bet it. It's so fun to have money on it. And then you're watching these things go down. And it's just Saturday is going to be, I have not gone to a UFC event in a while, but I've not gone with you to a fight. So I'm psyched to take you to a fight to watch this, to see what your take is and what your reaction is going to be. Because we get taken care of. Okay. I'm not going to lie. We get meals and we get tents and we get drinks when we want them and we get candy and it's all fun.
Right.
So
Yeah.
we all fun things to go, but
like we've done this now where we'll text each other the score of the round right after.
oh yeah.
And we'll
Now we
have
say
these
it
discussions.
right next to each other.
And then
Well,
and
we'll
now
be the
now I'll be
chat
like,
will be you want to be in the chat. Oh, you want to be in the Discord channel for the fights on Saturday night because Dave and I always post pictures, I always post video, like I always put
are
things
we
into,
allowed to do that?
of course. People tweet it out
Oh.
because we're ahead of the feed. So we can go ahead and do all sorts of fun stuff.
Oh, I don't want to get anybody pissed off. Are we going to get people mad by being ahead of the feed?
Who's going to get pissed off?
I don't know.
No one's going to get mad. Only you can't do is you can't live stream the fight. You can't give somebody an alternative, not buy the pay-per-view.
I'm not going to do that.
No, but you can do whatever you want. You can put up whatever information, whatever videos, as long as when the round starts, you cannot be filming or live as a media member. Other than that, you can do it how you want.
So we're leaving the hockey game last night, and you sent me a text, and I said I turned to the girls we're walking, and I said, "Guess what?" And they're like, "What?" And I said, "Perrault just texted me that said we're in for the credentials for the fight," and they're like, "What does that mean?" I said, "That means we're media people, and we get to go to the fight without tickets. Like we get paid to cover it." And they're like,
They don't care.
No. My wife said, "I don't believe you."
Oh, really?
I said,
Whoa, hold on.
"Well, I'm getting an email.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it. It's confirmed." I said, "He takes care of this shit. I'm telling you, if he texted me,
Yeah.
it's done." I
Yep.
said, "We were at the Super Bowl with credentials, and everybody said it was okay that we were there. It didn't matter what hats I was wearing or who we were talking to." And she's like, "I can't believe this." And I was like, "Yeah, tell your mother too. Tell everybody we're gonna be working at the UFC." It was great. I was really hamming it up.
Oh yeah, it's
It
gonna
was
be. I
awesome.
mean,
Yeah.
the UFC fights are really fun to cover because for the longest time this is all we had in Vegas. We had the UFC. Now we have the Golden Knights, and now we have the Raiders. But the UFC really knows what they're doing. It's a well-oiled machine. It's really fun, and going to fights in the fall or the winter is much better because we'll have to wait outside on the morning or the afternoon of the fight. You have to go pick up your credentials between 2 and 5. And you have to wait in line. In the media, I mean, this is an international event, so there's hundreds of media all in line to get this, and you have to sit outside in the sun, and you get
I don't
cooked.
mind that. I'll do that.
No,
I don't
but
care about
we'll be fine on Saturday. But in
that.
July,
I'll do it in July. I don't give a
it's
shit. I don't mind
hot,
the sun.
man. It
Yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
hot.
Come on.
It is.
You and the sun don't always agree.
No,
You
we don't
like
get
the
along
sun.
at all.
I
My
don't
French
mind.
skin
I'll
did
sit
not.
out there and sweat.
Yeah.
I love it. I'll wear a
But I've
hat,
met some really
drink
cool
water.
people. Like I met a really cool journalist from Hawaii who watches our show, who was the last time I was in the line, actually, she turned around and said, "Do you do a show called Bostonian versus the Book?" And I said, "Yeah." And she goes, "I work at a radio station where you used to be on the air, and then I found you and Dave, and I watch your show all the time."
I love
was pretty
It's
cool.
happening.
I was like,
one like at a time, one subscribe at a
yeah, it was
time,
neat. It's
one
like,
clip at a time.
we were so mad when you left radio, and then I was so happy when I found a daily show that you went to, and I was like, yeah, it's like, yeah, we all, because I mean, over there in Hawaii, UFC is huge, so all mixed martial arts are gigantic, so it's good stuff. So that's my favorite thing. My favorite thing about today is I'm so psyched to go on Saturday. So, and then tomorrow being Friday, Roll Call Friday, you guys know where to be. Tomorrow's going to be a lot of fun. If you are a fight fan, we'll do a lot on the fight on the card here in Vegas. It's a really big pay-per-view. We'll talk about the John Jones story, about the pictograms. Everyone's like talking about pictograms. We'll get to that. Is John Jones a cheat or not? Is John Jones, has he been exonerated? We'll do all that coming up on the show tomorrow. Hit like, hit subscribe. Please. Roll Call Friday tomorrow. Don't miss it. Matt, Dave, and Matt tomorrow for BBV.